Hello friends, welcome. This is the second video of the video series of Spring Boot project. Basically in this video series I will show you how we can create a very basic blogging web application. In the last video I have shown you that web application that we are going to create in this video series. So if you want to know like what type of project that we are going to create in this video series, you can watch that video. I will put the link in the description box. This is the second video of the video series. In this video, I will show you how we can create, or we can say like how we can start our Spring Boot project. Friends, there are various ways to start a Spring Boot project. You can start it from your idea, IntelliJ idea, or you can come to this website also. This is the mostly used approach in which we are going to create a Spring Boot project to this website. For this website, you can simply click on this link. I will put the link in the description box, or you can simply type Spring Initializer in the search box. Then you will find this link. When you open this link, you will see various options are here, like project, language, Spring Boot, and dependencies are also there. So, in brief, let us discuss one by one. Project is basically here we will select the dependency manager that we are going to create, that we are going to use in this project. So for example, one is the Gradle Groovy, one is Gradle Kotlin, and one is Maven. So in this project we will be using this Maven. Second thing is Java, Kotlin or Groovy, what language we will be using. So obviously we are going to use here Java, so I have selected Java here. Then here various options available for the Spring Boot. A snapshot version are those version which are not released yet. So we will be using, this is the latest version which has been released. So we will be using 3.1.5. Of now, this is the latest released version. And after that, here you can choose the group name. So for example, if we uh, choose something like debug uh, debug boss projects. So this is the group name I have chosen here, and then here you will have to choose artifact. So we will simply put it like blog app, and you can put some description here for the project here. So this is the default description message like demo project for Spring Boot. And here you can see the package name, which is the combination of group name and artifact name. So you can see com.debugbossprojects.blog app. Then here packaging, what type of packaging we are going to use. So here basically we will be using Java archive, that is jar. This is the web archive var. And here these are the versions of Java. So we will be using 17, Java 17. Here dependencies column are there, and here you can choose the dependencies that we are going to use in our project. So for example, in the blogging application, we will be using MySQL. So for that, we can select JDBC, which is uh, basically a Spring dependency to connect our web application to the database. We can to JPA, that is Spring Data JPA. JPA is for the Java Persistent API. So basically, this is we can say a library to create persistence layer. What is persistence layer? These are the things that we will be discussing later. But for now, you can understand that a web application has different layers. So persistent layer is something which lies between database and business layer. Business layer is something, layer, or we can say service layer, is something where we write our main business logic, like what type of operation we are going to perform for a particular request. So JPA lies somewhere in between this. database and the service layer. So JPA is the persistence layer. Basically, this is the Spring dependency library. We will be using Lombok also. But as of now, I am not going to include any of these libraries because then use of every library will not be much clear. Like all the things will be included first, and then we will be using all of the dependencies, functionalities of all of the dependencies. So the things will not be much clear. So I will be selecting all of these dependencies one by one as our requirement comes. So, like when we will be creating a database connection, then I will include JDBC dependency. When we need to use this Lombok, then we will include this Lombok, so that use of these dependency library will be much clearer at that point. So for now, I am leaving this as a blank. After that, you simply have to click on this generate. When you click generate, so here you can choose the location where you want to generate the file. Basically, when we create on this generate button, basically it will create a zip file for our project. So that zip file will be downloaded in the location that we will mention here. So I am selecting desktop and then simply click on this save. So when you click on this save, you can see that these two messages are being shown here. Like anyone using this device can see this downloaded files, and then here you can see the blog app zip. You can simply click on this finder icon, and here you can see this blog app .zip file is there. So now you simply have to double click on this, and this you can see that a blog app uh, file has been extracted here. Then you can simply drag and drop it in the IntelliJ. Our blog app file has been opened in the blog in the IntelliJ IDEA. You can see that these are the file structures that has been created by default. If we like, as we can see that as we have used that Spring initializer web application website. So here you can see src folder is there. In this two subfolders are there. One is main and one is for the test. So main is the folder where we will write our main source code, and test is the folder inside which we can write our test cases. Definitely I will also show you how we can write the test cases for the functionality that we are going to implement in this project. So for that testing purpose, we will be using JUnit. There are various versions of JUnit 3, 4 and 5 is also there. So any one of them I will choose at that point, and I will show you how we can use that library for the testing purpose. We could have also selected that JUnit library at the point where we have generated this blog app application. But to make the things clear, as I have already mentioned the thing, like to make the things more clear, or to make the usage of a particular library more clear, I will be including this all the libraries one by one at the point when we need the functionality of that library. And this is the main folder. Here you can see two folders are there. One is the Java folder, and second one is the resources folder. So inside Java folder, you can see that one like package is there basically, and here one class has already been created, blog application. Here you can see that a very basic code has already been written here. You can simply click on this and you can run the project. I will show you how we can run this project and what will happen when we run this project. Second thing is, there one more subfolder is there, that is resources folder. Inside this resources folder, a file has already been created, that is application.properties. There nothing has been written here. So what is the use of this file? So basically this file is used to mention the configuration data for our project. For example, when we run this project, we will see that our server has been created, and our application will be running on a particular server, and by default that server is I think 8080. So if we want to change that server, we can mention that in this application.properties file. Also, we when we want to create a connection between our project and the MySQL database or any database, then we know, like when we want to connect our application to a particular database, then we have to put some configuration data. For example, if we want to connect to MySQL, then we have to give the information of the server, like where our MySQL database is running, then username, password. So all these configuration data we can pass in the application.properties file. So these are the main usage of this application.properties file. Also inside this resources folder, if we create a folder templates, and if we mention some front end code like HTML, index.html or home.html to what basically UI we want to render for the user, so that we can create inside this resources folder. So this is the basic use of this resources folder. One more file is very important. We can see that there are various files are there, but all of them are useful. But uh, for our purpose, or at this point of time, we can see that only these are the files are which are very important. One more file is very important, that is home.xml. This is the file where all the dependencies will be mentioned here. What are the dependencies that we will be using in our project? So as we can see that, as we have selected Java version as 17, we can see that Java version as 17 has been given here. Also, we are going to use a Spring Boot as a framework for this web application. So for that, these two dependencies has been included here. Also, like suppose in the future of this project, we will be using MySQL. So for the connection with the MySQL, we have to include the dependencies for that, so that we can include here the dependency of the MySQL, like JDBC and JPA. So all these dependencies we can mention here. And this is the group ID that we had mentioned while creating the project. So these are the basic informations regarding our project. Also here, one is the external libraries, basically the libraries that we will be including here. Those libraries will be included in the inside this external libraries. So this is the basic overview of this project. uh, I will not show you any kind of coding part or anything in this video. I will show all the things in the next video, but for now I'm just showing you how we can run this project and what will happen when we run this project. So simply click on this run icon. Here you can see many options: run blog app, a main function, then debug, and run this blog app application with coverage. So these two are the most important things that we will be using inside throughout this project. So this is the option which we will be using when we want to run our project at once. At this with this, our project will be running at once. And this is again very important thing. I will show you how we will use this in some other video, but for now let us click on this. When we run this application, uh, you can see that application starts and it stops. Basically it is showing message like started and then process finished with exit code 0. Means application starts, but it closes after some time. So basically it is not like keep running on a particular port so that we can fetch our application or fetch a particular API. Suppose if we declare some API. So why this is happening? Basically we can see that we have put nothing here, and nothing, like we have put nothing to finish this code, but it still finishes after some time. So what you have to do, you can simply come here And here you can see that this is the dependency that has been included by default when we have created uh, uh, that zip file in the Spring IO website. So basically here you have to simply put -web. Here you can see two options are there and two more options have been added here. So basically you simply have to select one first option, that is Spring Boot Starter Web. Now simply click on this. It will load all the changes that have been done in this page. Now simply come on this blog application uh, file and simply click on this run blog application. Then it will take some time. Here you can see the messages, and after some time you can see that uh, web server failed to start, port 8080 was already in use. So basically this is the default port basically that a Spring Boot application run when you don't mention any port manually. Then this is the by default port. So suppose if we want to run this application, then we have to change, basically we have to pass some other port on which we want to run the application. So here we have two options. One option is that we can check what application is running on this 8080 and simply stop that application. And second option is we can simply go here and we can pass the port on which we want to run the application. We can also pass the port here also, but this is not the right approach to mention the port. So simply go to this application.properties file and here type server.port 8081. Let us try whether this port is open for a application to run or not. So simply uh, put here 8081 and then again click on this run icon. So this is the way basically which you can mention the port of the application. So this time you can see that started blog app application in this 4.733 seconds, and here you can see that there is no message regarding that our application has been finished or exited or anything like that. So our application is running on this 8081 port. So let us check and let us go to the browser and let us check what message it is basically showing on this port. So when we click this, we hit this URL, we can see this type of message. This application has no explicit mapping for error. So you are seeing this as a fallback. Basically, we have not defined basically any kind of API, or we have not exposed any API like what type of response our application should return for this particular API, or we can, let's say, like with this particular URLs. That's why this message is being shown. So in the next video, I will show you how we can define different types of API, like simple controller API or REST API. What are the things regarding the API? So in the next video, we will discuss all those things regarding the API and the rest of the things of this application. But for now, this video is already too long, so let us wrap up at this point only. And I hope this video will be very helpful for you. Thanks. Take care.